Good evening, everyone. My name is Pamela Wu, your city manager for City of Cupertino. I'm very honored to be here with all you tonight for our annual CREST Awards Ceremony. Each year, the City of Cupertino presents its CREST Awards. What does CREST stand for? It stands for Cupertino Recognizes Extra Steps Taken. And it's a chance for all of us to recognize and honor those who have provided outstanding contribution to our communities. With that, I have the pleasure of introducing our tonight's host, Vice Mayor Sheila Mohan.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Sheila Mohan. I'm the Vice Mayor for the City of Cupertino. Unfortunately, Mayor Hungway is unable to join us today, but on behalf of Mayor Hungway and the entire City Council sitting at this table, Council Member Fruin, Council Member Kitty Moore, Council Member Liang Chow, I welcome you all to the 2023 CREST Awards ceremony. The CREST Awards is one of the highlights of our civic life here in Cupertino. And without the dedicated service, the extraordinary commitment, and the time of every single volunteer, our city would not be what it is today. So much of the great work that happens in our city is because of the remarkable people sitting in this room. You go out of your way to give back to our community. You serve our neighbors, you serve our families, you serve our friends. The selfless nature of you incredible individuals usually leads you to work behind the scenes or to focus on others. So this is a great opportunity for us tonight to put you in the spotlight and to receive your well-deserved recognition and thanks. So we will start with the award presentation. And the first category, let me introduce Council Member Fruin to award the Rising Star Award.
So very fittingly, this evening we start with the Rising Star of the Year Award. This award recognizes an individual who has volunteered in Cupertino for 3 years or less, but who shows a continued commitment to the future of the Cupertino community. So with that, if we could play the video.
I would really love to see people getting very involved within these causes and creating long-term change, because I think that's something I'm trying to do, and it would be awesome if other people would as well. The first program that I co-founded, which is YFC, or Youth for Change. So this was during COVID, and kind of everyone was sort of struggling a little bit with their mental health and just feeling very stuck during that time. So I took I think around 10 to 15 high school mentors, and I paired them up with middle school mentees. And essentially this was just kind of a place for these middle schoolers to sort of just talk about anything they needed to, just to have someone to talk to. And then later on, I founded the Community Leo Club, which is a community service organization. People all over the world have to choose between, a tampon or a meal for the day. So we really wanted to do something about that. So we started a GoFundMe to, raise awareness and raise money for it. And then we also went door to door to ask for physical donations. Hi. I'm from the Community Leo Club, and I'm spearheading this initiative to raise period products for homeless women. Essentially, a lot of the women here that are homeless don't get access to these products because they're not free, and they end up using things like rags on the side of the road, which is unhygienic and just something that they shouldn't have to do. So we were going door to door to ask if anyone had any period products they would like to donate. I was wondering if you would be willing to donate any period products you might have, or if you wanted to support the cause through monetary donations or online as well.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I have some.
Is there a place where I can bring stuff to donate?
If you would like to, you can bring it to our drop-off location. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. We raised about 6,000 individual period products to donate to homeless people. Overall, I think I'm very proud of the work that we did to try to destigmatize the subject and raise awareness in the community overall. I think the work that I do is important to me just because it just feels like it's kind of what I should be doing. I see all these different things that are going on in my community, and I feel like I should do something about it if I'm passionate about it. If someone was interested in volunteering, I would tell them to absolutely go for it. I think especially in Cupertino, there's just so many opportunities available. I think it's just a really great way for you to get to know people in your community for one, and also just to feel good about yourself for doing something that really benefits other people. So if you're interested for volunteering for anything, absolutely go for it. There's so much support and opportunities here.
So now I'd ask our winner for this year, Adhya Kasamsetty, to come and join me on the stage. Okay, so I'm going to have you stand in the little box there so you can go be embarrassed. So just to recap and to highlight, Adhya created Youth for Change in 2018, which focused on mentoring and preparing middle schoolers for high schoolers. She recruited 10 high schoolers from Cupertino high schools to help mentor more than 30 middle school students. And finally, she volunteered for Design for Careers, where she taught a course on video editing and graphic design to middle schoolers. So, Adhya, if you'd like to share a few words.
Hi, everyone. First of all, just a really big thank you to the city for just acknowledging me. I'm beyond honored and grateful to receive this, so thank you so much. But yeah, it's crazy that I'm up here. I mean, the causes that I'm volunteering for are things that I'm really, really passionate about. And I think they're things that I didn't really think I could do much for. I didn't think that I could make a significant impact in the city just because of my age and just being so young. But I think I have proved myself wrong, and I think this is one of the first times that it feels good to be wrong. So, it doesn't happen often, but when it does, this time it's good. But yeah, I mean, I am so grateful to have the opportunities that I did, and it just feels amazing to be able to have made such an impact on these causes that I'm passionate about. So I really hope to continue doing what I'm doing and continue helping the people I've helped and just continue doing the things I'm passionate for. So I'll just end off with a big thank you to my family. They've very much supported me and encouraged me in all my volunteering work. And a big thank you to the city. I have felt very supported and encouraged, and I'm sure a lot of other youth as well, to just volunteer and actually start initiatives about things I'm passionate about. So thank you so much.
Stay right there. And if I could ask Councilmember Chow to come up next to present our next award.
So the next award is Public Safety Champion of the Year. This award recognizes an individual or group that has made an outstanding contribution to the safety of Cupertino.
We haven't had a major disaster in the city for a very long time, and hopefully we will not have it, but there is a question of when it's going to happen. And I worked so hard to get my community, my neighborhood prepared in case something happens and we can just respond to that. I have been involved with the Medical Reserve Corps since the inception in Cupertino, which is 2002. And currently I am the coordinator for the Medical Reserve Corps, and I'm also a member of CERT, which is Community Emergency Response Team. We do a lot of training throughout the year, and our MRC team supports the first aid booth at every event which is run in the city of Cupertino. If you go to any events in Cupertino, if you stop by at the first aid booth, you see us there. And we train our volunteers the basic first aid and CPR and how to use the AED. We do annual drill for the Medical Reserve Corps, which is a big one of our biggest events that we do. The Medical Reserve Corps is on top of my list, and just organizing the drills that we do annually, because it involves having the cooperation with the fire department, with the ambulance company, with the Santa Clara County. So I enjoy doing that work because you get to know what options are available in your local area in case the real emergency happens.
I need help. We're going to have to get help. I've worked with Fari for a number of years on the Medical Reserve Corps. She is amazing, has kept the group together. I think of all the cities, we are probably one of the better organized, basically because of all that Fari has done. Fari truly deserves this CREST Award for all of her efforts above and beyond what the job entails, and she truly deserves the honor and credit.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. I wouldn't have been here without the help of other people, because it's a group of the volunteers that make it build. It's not just one person. It's a group of people that work together and participate, try to learn everything and go through all the trainings. So thank you to all of them that come year after year to help with the drills that we have. Thank you to all the volunteers that come to all the first aid booths that we hold at the community events. And thank you, everybody. I couldn't be here without your help.
So the winner is Fari Aberg. I just learned how to say her name, and we have been saying it around over the years. It's a Swedish name. So Fari, please come up. So her first name is Iranian because she's Iranian, and so Miss Fari Aberg, you are the person that I see most often in a lot of the Cupertino festivals. You are always at these first aid stations whenever it's in the FOST festival, all the festivals we have. And it's like almost every event you are always there. And I learned that you have been volunteering since 1990s in so many groups. This video captures it well from Citizens Corps, Black Leader, Neighborhood Watch, Medical Reserve, and Amateur Radio, and CERT. Almost every group that the city needs someone, you are there. You step up. You really represent the CREST Award. Extra steps taken. You took so many extra steps. Really appreciate that. And not only that, you received an annual grant of 25,000 national grant for training materials and additional supplies for the city's medical response. You also seek out grants to help the city. And during COVID, you have helped with many of the other volunteers together, helped with county health and the city emergency management to help the city testing sites. And I think every time there is power outage, the volunteers are out there going door to door. And then when there is fire, volunteers are out there warning the neighbors about potential danger. And so I think Cupertino is just blessed to have so many dedicated volunteers. And it's my extreme honor to be able to present this award to you. So I believe you will speak a few words first, and then we do the award. Yeah. Okay. Would you like?
Hello, everybody. I'm not a public speaker, so just bear with me. I am very honored to be receiving this award, and I cannot do it myself. There are hundreds of volunteers, the Citizen Corps volunteers that are supporting us through the year, and they spend hours of their time doing training exercises. So when you, the Cupertino residents, are in need and during the disasters, they are there to help you. I have a number of them in the room. I want you all to stand up, please. All the Citizen Corps members, please stand up. Come on, block leaders, Citizen Corps. That table, come on, Doug. Leroy, Isabel, everybody stand up. We could not have done it without your help. You're just excellent, and I'm so blessed to have known you and worked with you for over the years. Thank you.
Would the daughter want to come up and take a picture together? Me? Yeah. I know you are very proud of your mom.
Please excuse the outfit.
And the great
From the waist up, please.
So the next award is for the Organization of the Year Award category. And this award recognizes organizations that have made a difference to the Cupertino community through volunteer service. So we'll watch the video for a little bit.
What we really are attempting to do is to get people to read more, and especially to inspire children to use the library and read more. It's been a real joy working with the group because of the support staff at the library, and we are happy to assist the library in their efforts.
One of the many accomplishments that the Friends have done is we actually did a major support for the bookmobile. We started a Chinese book club, and we also helped with the summer reading programs.
The summer reading program involves things like puppet shows, music, and we sponsor all of those. There's always some child sitting on the floor with a book that they have that has really captured their attention, and you can step over them, walk around them, they don't even see you. They're so involved with their book. It's really a real joy to see these little ones excited about the books.
In an age where you have the iPads, computers and everything, it's nice to see them actually opening a book.
I think in a sense we're in the background of things, but if you look at the library, there's a lot of flyers that tells you what programs are available and which ones we support.
It's going to go on carts like this, just like this one here.
Okay. We take all the donations from the community. We get the books ready for book sale, and all the funds that we raise goes back to the library programs that we sponsored.
The Friends are a fantastic group. If you've ever been to Community Hall and one of their book sale, it really is a community-wide event. You see everyone turn out for it. These folks volunteer their time so that our community members are able to access this fantastic resource, and every cent that they generate goes back to funding library programs, book club groups, summer reading. I can't even name the number of things that they support, and I think that's an important part of what the Friends do. They bring community members together, and I think that's the main reason why they deserve this award.
We couldn't do it without all of our volunteers, and we have such a good relationship with all the librarians as well, who give us support, and we're very, very appreciative of the library staff. It's fantastic.
I'm really, really thankful that they nominated us, and the award is actually for every single volunteer that have worked for the Friends. This award is actually for them, so I'm very happy for them.
So that's the Friends of the Library, a Cupertino Library, everyone. Give them a big hand. So the Friends of the Cupertino Library provide a huge volume of checkout and logistics support for the Cupertino Library. And if you haven't attended one of the library sales, you should. It's something that one must do in one's life, at least once, if not more. They host a used book sale 3 times a year, which brings the community together with a common love for reading. The funds from the used book sale go towards several library clubs, such as the Reading Club, the Knitting Club, and art classes, making them free for all Cupertino residents to enjoy. I have a personal connection with Friends of the Library. I have good friends who are part of the Friends of the Library group. And although we all like to think we are friends of the library, the real friends are the ones who do the work. And believe me, it's not good enough just to say I'm a friend, but you do have to do the work. And this group does. And I've seen it, and I think all of you have seen it as well. So I invite the group representative to come up to the podium and say a few words. Colin.
Yes.
Nice to see you. Congratulations. Go ahead.
You're going to find this hard to believe, but I've been a volunteer with the Friends of the Cupertino Library for 20 years now, and I'm a youngster in the organization. I used to work over at City Hall, and over 20 years ago, I walked over to the library on my lunch break to check out a book. I picked up a book sale flyer and thought that was interesting, and I ended up going to a book sale, and to make a long story short, I ended up being a friend of the library because I wanted to give back more to the community than I already was doing, and I've been there ever since. Now, if we could have the friends who came, if they could come up to the stage. I'd like to thank the support that we receive from the library itself. We happen to have 2 members of the library staff here with us. Our former Cupertino librarian, Claire Varicio, over there. Don't point the camera at her. She said don't do that. And then our acting community librarian, Brian Bow, is also seated over there. So we're very glad to have both of them here so they could share this moment with us. We also like to thank all of the book donors that make our sales possible, and all of you who come to our sales too, so that we can generate more funds for the Cupertino Library. Like I said, 100% of the profits all go to the Cupertino Library. Thank you very much.
Right. Good evening, everyone, and thank you all for coming out to share the love for our volunteers. making our community the best place to be. And congratulations to our winners so far this evening. I'm here to introduce the Volunteer of the Year Award category. And this award recognizes individuals who have made a difference to the community through volunteer service. And I want to first thank our video team for creating these awesome videos. And will you please play the video?
By education, I'm actually a software designer. I do work full-time, but at the end of the day, when I come home, in order to relax, I just think about doing something useful for my community. I got involved with the volunteer work, I believe in 1996 initially. It was a forum. They wanted to know what is the vision for the city of Cupertino and what is on top priority for the city and what the residents want. Those meetings, it came on the group that I was part of, and it was the 5 Cs, Citizens of Cupertino Cross-Cultural Consortium. And then I went through the CERT program and then went through a lot of trainings, and I obtained my EMT. I'm also a member of the Ham Radio Club, which is on the air every Tuesday in the afternoon, and we do drills throughout the year as well for that program. Being a volunteer, actually, I have made a lot of good friends over the years, and it just enriches your life because you get to know people with different backgrounds, people that you may not have known if you didn't do your volunteer work.
So I know Fari through the CERT program. She has always, to me, been an integral part of every operation that I've participated in. Well, I think the strength of our community comes from us interacting with each other, getting to know your neighbors, caring about the people around you that live in your community. And I think Fari takes it very seriously, and that makes me want to emulate that, to continue to be here and be of service to my community. And her dedication is without question. So seeing her make the commitment to be here so much, it's inspiring. She's organized, knowledgeable, always very helpful, even-tempered. And I'm very proud to know her, and I think she's very deserving of the awards that she's been given.
It's really a very, very good feeling to know that part of the volunteer work that I do eventually is going to help somebody. There are so many different people in the city that do a great work, and I'm just doing my share of the volunteer work. So it came really as a surprise. I not expected at all. I think doing a volunteer work is the best thing that could happen to anybody. I think everybody should have a volunteer hat at any point in time in their life, because by doing a volunteer work, you get to help your fellow citizens, you get to know your neighbors, you get to know everybody in the city, and it's just a great opportunity to get to know people and help them out in case the help is needed.
Congratulations to Fari Aberg, our Volunteer of the Year Award recipient, and our very humble and excellent role model for volunteerism for the community. So you have very likely seen Fari around the community over the past 21 years serving ourselves and our neighbors. And since 2002, she's been an active leader and member of the Citizen Corps, Block Leader, and Neighborhood Watch, while making Cupertino residents and fellow volunteers feel included and valued. She's represented a variety of organizations and agencies as a positive volunteer and leader, which has inspired more volunteers to join and help with community events. Her leadership skills are phenomenal, and she's able to unify volunteers with diverse backgrounds, interests, and experience for the greater goal of supporting residents of Cupertino. Just this past Saturday, for instance, Fari was at the MRC medical drill at Creekside Park. They had 27 volunteer patients, and they were there to train the volunteers to help teach them how to take care of the patients. And I would like Fari to say a few words.
Thank you. I'm done with words. Thank you.
just watching that video, some of the old videos, it brought back a lot of good memories with the 5 Cs, with my neighborhood organization, with a lot of other things. The Fall Festival, Orin is sitting right there. I used to do a health and safety fair beginning of 2000, I believe. And then Rotary was doing their Fall Festival, and Orin approached me and I said, do you want to combine the events? And I said, let's go for it. And we have been doing it together since then, which is successful. Our bike rodeo at the Fall Festival is very successful. So what I'd like to add is we need more volunteers in the city. I'm sure everybody has at least 5 hours a year to donate their time. And that is basically nothing. So if you add up the 5 hours per person, we get a lot of volunteer hours throughout the year, and we can make our city a better place to live. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you. And I was wondering if your daughter, and is that your grandbaby, if they would come on down and we'll have a photograph.
Can I say something? I should say something about my grandson. He's just 5 months old, but during the last 2 months, he has been sitting on my lap in front of my computer when I was planning and writing the exercise plan for the medical drill, which we had last Saturday. All he asked for was once in a while I play Rafi songs for him, which I did, and he loves that.
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you, Kelly.
All right. And congratulations. And next, the Vice Mayor will come up and present our next award for Lifetime Achievement. Thank you.
So I have the profound honor to present the next award, the Lifetime Achievement Award. This award recognizes a member of the community who has volunteered in the city of Cupertino for 10 plus years, and I think it's been considerably more than that. But let's watch the video.
My volunteer work mainly was things that my children were involved with. PTA and Little League and AYSO soccer and Indian Guides and YMCA. So it was mainly things that we were doing with our kids and neighbors who are also parents like us. I found that very stimulating and rewarding. Back in late 60s, early 70s, there was no youth soccer program in Cupertino. And I became involved in AYSO soccer. And after a couple of years, we had our own region. And so we were putting up soccer goals at the various schools around. Those were the first soccer goals that the schools had had. We had about 1,800 kids playing, so it was a huge program. It's amazing how my efforts, along with all of the parents in my time, benefited the kids for years to come. Way back in 1978, I'm going back, I was invited to join the Rotary Club of Cupertino, which is a service organization. It's a great organization. It's one of the leaders in contributions and in efforts and programs and projects that we're doing. Well, today is one of our rebuilding together days. We're going to power wash the house, and on Saturday they're going to have a squad of volunteers in here painting the house. What we try to do is to make ourselves useful and be a member of the community, and we enjoy doing this, and we've been doing it for a long time.
I've known Jim, I think, from the beginning of when I joined Rotary. If we didn't have people like Jim, a lot of these kind of projects wouldn't happen, and he's been a good partner in helping get things done.
Thank you.
Well, you've earned it.
Well, my advice to people is stay involved in their families, in their children, in their schools, And I was really fortunate that Cupertino was the kind of city where the city administration, the school districts, the nonprofits, everybody seemed to get along and work together, and that's a wonderful place to raise your children. All of the things that I've volunteered for or with or in conjunction with others has always been rewarding to me. I think we get personal satisfaction when things turn out right, and your hard work or your efforts have resulted in a good ending. And so I hope people do what I do, and I hope to continue to do, and that is to stay involved, help out when they can, and try to make the city a better place.
So that's Jim Walker, everyone. So Jim has been an active volunteer in Cupertino since the 1980s, where he's been involved with Little League, the Northwest YMCA, the West Valley Community Services, the Rotary Club of Cupertino, and the Cupertino Historical Society. He was a business leader throughout through the Cupertino Chamber of Commerce, which helped improve the business community here in Cupertino. Jim was also one of the founding members of the Cupertino Education Endowment Foundation, where he helped to improve education for schools. He was president of the Rotary Club of Cupertino, as well as a Rotary District Governor, and oversaw more than 60 clubs in the Bay Area. And I'm sure this is just the tip of the iceberg, but there you have Jim Walker in brief. Come on up, Jim.
You're going to let me talk?
Yes.
Would anybody like a pair of socks like I had on in that interview? I'll take orders afterwards. But let me take a moment and say I moved here in 1968. And I moved to Cupertino from San Carlos because we had great schools and affordable housing. 1 out of 2 today isn't bad, right? But my kids all went through Hoover, Regnart, Kennedy, Monte Vista, into De Anza College, and so we enjoyed the great school system that we all enjoy today. In 1977, still going back a ways, I was working for a construction company, and we did some development. And we built a spec building, that is, we had no tenant, on Banley Drive. And a real estate broker brought us a company. Now remember, this was the Valley of Heart's Delight. We had a lot of fruit, apricots, cherries. They brought us a company that had a name after a fruit, and the only fruit and the only thing an apple was a fruit. You'd never heard apple used in any other way. In that year, I was fortunate enough to be involved in the development of the project, and I signed a lease in Palo Alto with a guy named Steve Jobs. Now that was pretty impressive because it was the only time I ever saw Steve Jobs. But 7 years later, 1984, he was on the cover of Time magazine because Apple had introduced the Macintosh. And even at the Super Bowl, if you remember, there was a big Super Bowl ad with the whole thing was about the Macintosh. Now, I have to say, he was on the cover of Time magazine, and I was doing the same damn thing I was doing 7 years before. After my kids went to school, I was looking for other things to do, and thankfully, a good friend named Joe Brown, if some of you remember, Dr. Brown was a veterinarian in Cupertino, and he invited me to join Rotary. 4 years later, I was the president. A few years after that, I was a district governor, but it changed my life because I was able to travel and go places. In the last 10 years, I've been to China, Taiwan, been to Japan, Honduras, Guatemala, Cuba, been all over the world. I've been to Tibet twice, because of my involvement in the Rotary Club of Cupertino. Pretty amazing stuff. So as a guy that grew up in Cupertino, and a wonderful place to raise your family, I'm so lucky that I was here, and I'm so lucky that I wasn't in Des Moines, Iowa, or Boise, Idaho, or some other place, because we changed the Valley of the Heart's Delight to Silicon Valley. And that's what it's known today. So whenever we travel, we tell people we're from Cupertino and we're the home of Apple Computer. So people know that. Everybody all over the world knows where we are and where we're from. So I want to thank the city for the recognition. I want to thank all my friends for showing up here. And I'd like to thank some of the folks that aren't here anymore. Willie Hagenlocker, Dick Lohmiller, Don Allen, Itz Wanaka, the people, Tom Dyer, people that we all know have been helping for years are no longer here. But what we do have are the people like Orrin Mahoney and Joe Hamilton and Larry Dean and people that are here today, Chuck and Nancy Harper, who are leading in this city. Dick and Shirley Greif are here. Dick was the first commissioner of AYSO soccer. Nice to see you, Dick. And so we're so fortunate here in Cupertino to have all this, as Fari would say, the volunteers that come out and help us do what we do to make this a better place. So I'd say this, even though it's a lifetime achievement, I still have some purpose and meaning, and I want to continue to do whatever I can to make Cupertino a better place to live. Thank you very much. Wait a minute. Now I have to have my family come up. My family won't come up.
Okay, that was really something. So we are approaching the end of our event this evening. And I'd like to mention that we typically have a Sustainability Champion of the Year. This time we are not doing that. But I do want to encourage all our community members to help the city in working towards a cleaner, healthier future, and perhaps be nominated next year or in future years, and or to nominate someone you know who deserves that recognition. On that note, I will add that CREST nominations are accepted all year round, so please feel free to submit an online nomination at any time during the course of the year. I hope you all enjoyed this evening, honoring all our award winners. And to all our 2023 CREST Award winners, congratulations, congratulations, and we thank you all so much for your wonderful service to the community. Okay, now I'll pass the mic over to City Manager Pamela Wu for a few announcements.
Thank you, Vice Mayor.
You're welcome.
So before we wrap it up tonight, again, congratulations to all the recipients for making Cupertino a better place. Thank you all. So if you would like to stop by, we do have a very nice city backdrop in the front lobby for you to take picture. If you or anyone would like to relive this wonderful past 45 minutes, it is available on our city's YouTube channel. And lastly, Supervisor Smithian for Santa Clara County would love to be here, but given his busy schedule, I feel like I'm a magician. So he sent his regard to have a certificate prepared for each of the recipients. So if I could call all of the winners to come to the stage to take a photo, and also be able to, for me to take the, to pass out the certificate at the same time. That'll be great. And with that said, have a good night and see you all next year.